Doobie doobie doo boo boo bow bow. Oh man, it's starting to rain. Are you kidding me? All right, let's go ahead and kick this off here. About indecision, I don't mind about working high. All right, guys, welcome back to Rob's Arcade. We are going to go ahead, grab us a cab, dress for the occasion here, and do a little driving around and wrap up this last piece here. This has been cool. It's been fun catching up with you guys. I got this way here. I haven't done this in a while. This is really one of my favorite things to do. Is just kind of hang out here and do this kind of talk show. I know we've got some new GTA coming out, but I got to tell you, this has been a lot of fun. I like this skin. I like the setup that we have going on. And, you know, I'm interested to see what the new GTA will hold, but there's some talks that this is going to stop, like, getting its support done coming this spring. And, man, I got to tell you, I'm gonna miss the days of hanging out here in Los Santos with you guys when that finally does come, because this is just great. I mean, like, you know, again, the little taxi missions that we do, hanging out in the apartment, what have you. It's all just been really cool. And like I said, I like doing these little like catch-up talk show type setups with you guys, and it's been nice to kind of get in here and fill you in on 26, kind of catch up with my birthday and, you know, what's been going on. It is Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So hopefully you guys, if you have off, you are enjoying that, taking it easy. Hopefully, you know, had a good weekend. Maybe you've had a long weekend. I'd actually like to hear from you and like to know what you guys were up to this weekend. So if you want to, please jump down in the chat. If you had the day off, let me know what you're up to, or if you did anything cool this weekend, just type a few bars there for me. My weekend was pretty decent. Finally got to catch up with my good buddy Buck. It's been a long time coming, but I mentioned before, you know, I'm one of those, I hate making plans. I'm kind of like, you know, if I'm around, come by, hang out. I kind of like to keep it kind of casual, loose, if you will. But we actually went out Saturday night, had a really good time. Actually, we took an Uber out, which is really cool. Neither one of us drink.
And off we go.
Just had a few Cokes and some pretzel bites, but one of my employees was out playing with his band, so I wanted to check him out, and they're actually really good. Really enjoyed that. We had a good time. But like I said, neither one of us drank. We just kind of wanted to hang out, and it's weird. I guess it's just like London. You go out on this way, over here, and this side. But we took an Uber. It's just like really relaxing. Like this idea right here of like just somebody coming to pick you up, not having to deal with traffic, parking, anything like that. It was actually not very expensive. It was super cheap. Probably about the same you'd pay for gas, and neither one of us had to really worry about, like I said, parking or anything like that. But we had a great time. And like I said, it was just nice to finally catch up with him after not being able to catch up for so long. But like I said, it gets hard making time for people. You know, I mentioned before, like trying to catch up with, you know, family on the holidays. I hate the idea, because it's like just that one time of year that, you know, you kind of like, you're supposed to hang out, and I feel like, you know, it should be more casual, not like a tradition. Like, okay, it's Thanksgiving, I have to go see my family, or it's Christmas, I have to go see my family. I feel like it should be, something you enjoy doing, something you want to do. And I often have a good time when I do see my family, when I do hang out with them, or typically have in the past. But like I said, as you get older, I know it gets hard. Like my cousin just had a couple of kids, and he's probably the one I would want to spend time with the most, and he lives probably the closest. But when you have a wife and kids and all that going on, it's really hard to just make time to you know just go even grab lunch or something like that. Oftentimes I talk about in this video about it's kind of like a motivation videos, if you will, Monday motivation kind of thing, about what it means to just be there for people, be kind to people, show up, be 100% present. And a lot of that's because you just really never know. Like I've mentioned before, um, I live with my mom and my uncle, and that's not always the easiest. My mom can sometimes drive me pretty crazy, but I love her to death. There's nothing I wouldn't do for her.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And
I got a pickup not too far from you. Sending you the address now.
you just never know when, that could be the last time you see that person as well. I mentioned, where's this girl going? Gave her a ride to the Rebel radio station, and she's just like walking off into the distance. Alright. I only say that because I mentioned in the last part of this video, like I said, we recently got some bad news, and it's just like really ironic. I think I was, like I said, just making a New Year post as we're now a few weeks into 26, about 25, and all of that, and just how everything's been going good, and I'm looking forward to the new year and yada yada. And then I found out we had a recent death in the family. It was like just moments after making that post, and it was just like, gosh, like here I am talking about how good things are, and just like that, you can find out you've lost somebody. It's kind of tough. I not terribly close with the person, but we were in contact, quite a bit through social media, and we kind of correspond with each other through that. But a few years ago, my older cousin passed away, and that was kind of untimely as well. He's just a few years older than me, and actually, I believe, a couple years younger than me when he actually did pass. And it was also very sudden.
Let's go.
One of those things where he was way too young, and he left behind a wife and 2 kids. And then I found out Thursday night his wife passed away as well. And like I said, I wasn't extremely close with her, but I did care for her quite a bit, considered her like a cousin, and really just feel bad for their 2 kids. They're just in their 20s at this point, and way too young to have lost both of their parents. That's really effed up. And stuff like that, like that aggression, that kind of things right there, that things that we put out into the world. I mean, like, of course, it's just a game, but I mean, how often do we find ourselves losing our temper on the road and saying things to people that we don't mean? And like I said, those, again, talking about, getting upset over things like people watching TV, and like I said, even being frustrated with my mom, and kind of realizing that like sometimes I might get upset and frustrated, but at the end of the day, like what are these things really worth? There's often that idea of writing a letter and then putting it in the top drawer when you're really upset, and giving it a couple of days to see if you're even really is it really worth even mailing out. And that's why I do a lot of this. That's why I talk about a lot of these things and I put a lot of that out there because I think we as a people just really do have to do better. We have to treat each other better. Um, we have to live better. We have to treat ourselves better. That's why I say each video I end it with take care of yourself, take care of each other. I mean that's like exactly the reason why. You never know. Like I said, here I am one moment and I'm like, oh man, 26, here we go, and 25 was awesome and yada yada. And then just a few seconds later, I'm getting that text message from another family member like, hey, did you hear? I'm just like, what is going on? Like, there's just no way. I didn't believe it. I was like, there's just no way. I just literally heard from this person yesterday. But like I said, it's important. Don't let the little things bother you, the little things upset you. But like again, like let's just say, gosh, I don't know. How do you get down there, buddy? Let's just say, like I don't know. My mom does one of the things that she does that bothers me or whatever, and I'll get upset. Oh, here we go. And like I fly off the handle or whatever. And then that night, she goes peacefully in her sleep.
Thank you.
And I was like, what? I mean, like I said, how often does that
I
happen?
got a customer for you right now.
It's not like I'm just making this up. I mean, it's not like a cliche. It happens all the time. People are like, oh man, our last conversation, I was so rude to them, or it's like that whole Spider-Man story, and like that's built off of a true, you know, possibility of like having an argument with a loved one and then having that be the last conversation. That happens so often in life. And I think sometimes those things can put you in check, but I don't think we should let that happen before we say, oh, okay, let's treat each other better, because we don't know when the last day is going to be. We shouldn't let that happen. We shouldn't let it get to that. We're saying we should just, it's like, just because Christmas is over, but I'm surprised at how many Christmas lights I saw up when I was out this past. It was like, man, it's like here we are 2 weeks, 3 weeks into January. We still got Christmas lights up everywhere, but I think the attitudes and the way we treat people, I think that should stay. I think it should stay the same year round. Like I said, oftentimes we let things like death put us in check and make us more appreciative of the time we do have, but I don't think we should wait for that. Like I said, I think if you just were a little more aware and a little more patient year round, things would be. And especially I spent more time with people too. Like I said, this person I never really see a lot. It just sucks. Again, it was like the wife of my cousin, and I think as he passed and the dynamics of family changed, just like we just didn't really see her so much. There's always so much falling out in my family when it comes to people passing. Like with both grandparents, I remember there was like so much falling out, and with this, it's just like I don't understand it. It's just people drive me bananas sometimes. Like I said, even my own relatives, I just can't quite figure them out. I really do wish I had more of like a Smallville, Clark Kent kind of family dynamic from time to time where, it's like you're supposed to be there for your family. You're supposed to be there, support them, And more often I feel like, you know, it's like you're judged, mistreated, you know. Behaviors you should reserve for your enemies, not for your family. It's like, you know, more often than not, people are just like so quick to judge and cut people off, cut them out of their life because maybe they don't agree with something or some political hot topic that doesn't even have anything to do with that person, you know? Just kind of regurgitating the some crap they hear on the news or something they read on Facebook, and all of a sudden they've decided to cut people out of their family. Or it's just, you know, it's just like, it's crazy. Like, that's not. It's not what family should be about, man. Tell them like your deepest, darkest secrets and not have them be used against you. I still don't understand. Like, I still think back to how I would have conversations with people in my family, and somehow those conversations would make it back to my wife. You know, and not like text conversations and those kinds of things, but like literal conversations I would have verbally, and then somehow those same exact words would then somehow transcribe directly back to my ex. It's just like, you know, it's not just like family like I just see like once in a while. Just like family I considered like my closest family, and you know, trusting them. Just checking my time here. Oh, perfect. You know, and trusting them with my, you know, my emotions and what I'm going through, and like processing things. And then, like I said, I haven't talked to her in years, but I do remember that like last conversation I had with her on the telephone. She was asking me about things, and I'm like, how did you even hear about this? You know. So like I said, that's why I do these videos, man. That's why I talk my.
I really need that doctor's number. I'm falling apart.
Oh, okay. Meth heads. My God, dude, could you pick up windier driveway? Jeez, Louis, how am I going to get out of this? Are you kidding me?
Gracias.
Dude. You got to be joking me right now, bro.
I've got someone for you.
Alright, hold up. Oh, why did I drop off the Spanish dude at Amigas? That's actually that's pretty legit. Oh my God, how am I going to get out of here, dude? Alright, let's see something here. Let's put a way marker on this guy here. Like I said, this is why I talk my smack, man, on this channel. I feel like we got enough issues as is in the world today. We don't need to be adding more, you know. Especially, like I said, to the family members, people you're supposed to consider, you know, your blood. And even though she wasn't blood, I consider her my blood. And, you know, I treated her and she treated me better than some of my actually blood relatives have treated me and my mom and my family. And it's just, it's crazy to think about, you know. That's a cool thing about family too. It's like, you know, you have your family that you're born into, and then they have like that family that you choose. You know, your best friends, your work fam. I am really fortunate for the people that I work with. There's this older lady that I work with, and she's such a sweetheart. She just tells me all the time. She's just like, Robert, you are the best, and I love you. She's got like a sweet voice. I think she's from like one of the Carolinas. And she's got like a really sweet lady accent. She's like, you are the best. I love you so much, and you're just so great. Oh, I just love hanging out with you at work. And I got my
Peace to you.
kids.
Let's get this chariot in motion.
It's funny every time I talk about those teens. I consider them my kids. But it goes a long way, and it feels good too, you know? I feel like the better you treat people, the better you feel. I think it's just, you know, it's all true, but it's all, you know, it's just so cheesy. It's all cliches. But at the end of the day, it's all true. You just never know how much time you have left, you know, when your ticket's going to get punched, when that last conversation you're going to have with somebody's going to be. And I think, you know, you just need to wake up every day, and you're not promised each day, and just live it like, you know, it's the last that you're going to have. Like I said, I think it's all kind of like comes, you know, full circle.
God bless you and thank you.
I think some people sit back and go, oh, you know, you're full of crap, and, you
Send
know,
me that pic you took yesterday.
Call just came in. It's up
This
on your
and-
GPS now.
like I said, just in the last piece, I was, you know, just complaining about how I was treated on my birthday, and I think some people will be like, oh, you know, well, whatever, and don't let it bother you, and da-da-da-da-da, and what have you. Like I said, just, you know, being rude to somebody, being nasty to somebody, being miserable with somebody, that could literally be the last experience you have with them. You know? Doesn't matter how old you are. Like I said, she was like my age, you know? No health issues or warning signs or anything I think anybody was aware of. And I mean, there might even be somebody out there, you know, who knows? There might be somebody that she was close to that just hours before was giving her a hard time or argued with her or maybe being rude to her or something like that. Thinking like, oh, maybe tomorrow I'll give them a call and apologize. And then they're like, what? There is no tomorrow? But this has been good. This has been nice hanging out with you guys and just kind of catching up.
Let's go, please.
I'm excited for February. We'll see what the love doctor, what Cupid has on his menu for Mr. Armstrong here in 2026. I've been enjoying this weekend as well. Get some game time in. I don't know if you've had a chance. Like I said, make sure you subscribe, share, everything like that. Not only is it on my channel, but you know, I did some really cool videos with a great game this weekend. Trek to Yomi. Really, it was almost like playing a Japanese anime, like based on that whole like samurai world. Oh, you're going to liquor store, sweetheart. Not good.
Did you see that shit?
Thanks.
And maybe she's going to walk off too. It's like I take these people to these destinations and they don't go in. They just.
Dispatch. I got a job going right now.
She's like, can you take me to the liquor store? But she's like really going to go buy some meth over there. I kind of want to see where she's going. She go. This game is wild, man. I saw an NPC I was playing earlier just like jump off of a bridge out of nowhere. I don't even know where she went. I'm telling you, man, she went to one of these houses. And it's probably blowing some other NPC for like some NPC meth. I bet you she's in that house right there. That's wild, man. Yeah, I saw an NPC jump off of a... I'll post it on my TikTok. It was crazy. I was just like driving around, all of a sudden look over, and I was like, did I just see that? For real? So it's important, like I said, you gotta be nice to everybody. Even in the GTA world. You just never know. Imagine if I just like walked up to that lady, punched her in the head. She was already having a bad day. She was getting ready to kill herself. I probably should have gone up to the bridge and like maybe tried to like talk to her or like bumped into her or something. Just let her know somebody cared about her, man. Oh, that's my alarm going off, you guys. It's about time to wrap up this. Oh, that's weird. It's going to do a little stop motion for the update on my phone there. That's going to do it for this video. Like I said, thank you guys for hanging out. We did some cool videos, kind of like a January halftime. We even did like some halftime shows in the middle of all these postings. It was really cool just kind of hang out this weekend, get some game time in. Hopefully, like I said, you guys have enjoyed your weekend. And you know, hopefully everything has been going well for you guys. Make sure, like I said, going forward, after hearing some of this, you know, you take the time to treat everybody a little better. And, you know, make the time for those in your life that, you know, you want to see and you want to hang out with. And you know, you never really know. And it happens, you know, you can't always, you know, make time for everybody. Like I said, being an adult, man, it's hard. But we got to do the best we can, people. All right, everyone. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all that jazz. And until next time, we don't spend that quarter. Well, what is it? Take care of yourself, take care of each other. And until next time, don't spend that quarter anywhere else. See ya. Hey.
Okay, drive careful.
Where are we going, buddy?